In this lesson, we will cover endpoint detection and response. Endpoint detection and response, or EDR, is a cybersecurity technology that addresses the need for continuous monitoring and response to advanced threats. EDR is a critical component of security operations for many companies and organizations. Endpoint detection and response was the original version of the technology, and it heavily relies on file integrity monitoring and has been updated in recent years to include extended detection and response. So, in this lesson, we will discuss all three of these technologies, including endpoint detection and response, file integrity monitoring, and extended detection and response. First, let's take a look at endpoint detection and response. Endpoint detection and response, also known by its acronym EDR, is a category of security tools that monitor endpoint and network events and record the information in a centralized database where further analysis, detection, investigation, reporting, and alerting takes place. Primary purpose of an endpoint detection and response solution is to provide incident data to our cybersecurity analysts to help enhance the security monitoring, incident response, and forensic investigations that they conduct on your enterprise network. For example, an endpoint detection and response solution might monitor a network for signs of malware or other cyber threats. If a threat is detected, the endpoint detection and response solution can either alert the security team or take predefined actions from a playback using automation and orchestration to mitigate the identified threat. So how does endpoint detection and response work? Well, EDR works by continuously monitoring and gathering data from endpoints that could indicate a threat by following a 6-step process of data collection, data consolidation, threat detection, alerts and threat response, threat investigation, and remediation. The first step is data collection. The endpoint detection and response process begins by performing data collection from all of the endpoints. An endpoint can be any device that is physically an endpoint on a network, such as a desktop, laptop, and mobile devices. The data collected includes system processes, changes to the registry, memory usage, patterns of network traffic, and other system activities. The second step is data consolidation. Once the data is collected, it is then sent to a centralized security solution or database for analysis. This database could be located on-premise or in the cloud, depending on your specific endpoint detection and response solution being used by your organization. The third step is threat detection. Endpoint detection and response solution will use various techniques to analyze the data and detect threats from the data collected and consolidated from various endpoints across your network. These threat detection techniques can include signature-based detection, which looks for known patterns of malicious activity, and behavior-based detection, which looks for abnormal behavior that could indicate a threat. The fourth step is alerts and threat response. When a potential attack is detected, the endpoint detection and response solution can take several actions, such as creating an alert or performing some kind of threat response action. For example, the system could simply send an alert to the security team that provides them with detailed information about the identified threat. Or the system could again perform some type of automated action to contain the threat, such as isolating the affected endpoint from the network to prevent the threat from spreading further across the organization's network. The fifth step is threat investigation. Endpoint detection and response solutions also provide your security teams with the tools required to investigate threats. These tools can include detailed timelines of endpoint activity, forensic data, and other information that can determine the nature of the threat, its origin, and its impact on the system. The sixth and final step is remediation. After a threat has been properly investigated, the endpoint detection and response solution can help with remediating a given threat by removing malicious files, reversing changes made by the threat, and restoring the affected systems to their normal state using a secure baseline. Next, let's take a look at file integrity monitoring. File integrity monitoring, or FIM, is used to validate the integrity of operating systems and application software files using a verification method between the current file state and a known good baseline. This comparison can help identify changes to critical files, including binary files, system application files, as well as configuration and parameter files. Usually, a file integrity monitor uses a small piece of software known as an agent to continuously monitor your critical system files for changes. Each file is first hashed, and their hash digest or stored in a database of known good file hashes. Then, if an unauthorized change is detected, the File Integrity Monitor solution can alert your security team, who can investigate whether the file change is a true indication of a security breach having occurred or not. Finally, we need to discuss the latest version of an endpoint detection and response technology, also known as extended detection and response. Extended Detection and Response, or XDR, is a security strategy that integrates multiple protection technologies into a single platform to improve detection accuracy and simplify the incident response process. Extended detection and response technologies are used to collect and automatically correlate data across multiple security layers, including your email, endpoint, server, cloud workloads, and network, so that any threats can be detected faster and security analysts can minimize the time required to respond to any issues. By using an extended detection and response solution, you no longer need to have separate solutions for your network security, email security, and endpoint security. Instead, your organization can consolidate these separate solutions into a single consolidated platform. This simplifies the security infrastructure while improving your threat detection and response times, because the XDR solution can correlate data across all of your security layers at once. So, I know that sounds like a lot of endpoint detection and responses, so you may be wondering, what is the difference between endpoint detection and response solution and extended detection and response solution? Well, endpoint detection and response is really focused on your endpoints, things like computers, laptops, and mobile devices. Endpoint detection and response solutions can collect data from these endpoints, analyze them for signs of threats, and respond to those detected threats. Extended detection and response, on the other hand, is a more comprehensive solution that extends well beyond just your endpoints. Extended detection and response collects and automatically correlates data across multiple security layers, including endpoints, network, cloud, and email, to detect and respond to any identified threats. So remember, endpoint detection and response is a security tool that monitors endpoint and network events for signs of threats that can either send an alert to the security team or take predefined actions to mitigate the given threat. Extended detection and response, on the other hand, is a security strategy that integrates multiple protection technologies into a single platform. File integrity monitoring is often included as part of the EDR or XDR solution because file integrity monitoring is used to validate the integrity of operating system and application software files. By understanding and implementing these tools, organizations can significantly enhance their security posture and resilience against various cyber threats and attacks.